Hey guys, and welcome back to Tommy's World. So, for all my new subscribers, I'm so happy to have you guys. I'm so happy to have you. We're almost at 100, so if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, then go ahead and click that subscription button. I know it has been a while since I posted my last video, but it is the month of June, which means I have a million speaking tests to do, and each and every one of my students is given a 1-minute slot to talk to me. But I'm so sorry that I haven't been over here in a while. Anywho, today's video is going to be talking about what it is like dating in Japan as a black woman who is also plus sized. Yes, guys, you know I'm all about that bass or whatever that singer said. So if you are interested in hearing about my first time going on a date with a Japanese guy, then stay tuned. And in this video, I also have like clippings from before I went on the date, like my views. I vlogged my views before I went on the date, and I vlogged my views exactly after I came off the date to give you my authentic feelings about the entire experience. So if you're interested in seeing that, then stay tuned and I'll see you on the other side of my intro.
So it's okay, you have full permission to whine on me, full permission to grind on me, full permission to call me when you're down.
We have full permission to fool.
Get into anything more, let me just tell you guys that everything that I expressed in this video is just my opinion, and I know many black women who have gotten married even and dated Japanese guys, so anything that I say in this video is only my opinion and based on my experiences. So let me just, before I get into the story time, I just wanted to tell you guys that it is a bit difficult dating in Japan, especially as a plus size black woman, but there are ways of getting around it, and I will get into that. And I think it's just that difficult because, you know, we are the exact opposite of what a Japanese woman looks like, and that is what the guys here are trained to want. Is trained the right word? I don't know. I've been in Japan a while and I'm losing my English. So we're gonna go with that is what the guys here are kind of trained to want. And there is nothing wrong with that. So the second thing I want to tell you is that the chances of you being approached in Japan are like, it's like this thin. Can you see this? Is it like, yeah. Because I have been here almost a year and that has never happened. Like, I've never had a Japanese guy walk up to me and talk to me, except like in the bars after hours when they have drunk and they get like liquid courage. And those are the guys that you don't necessarily want to talk to you because they tend to be like really gross. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been approached by a Japanese guy. I did have this one time when we had this staring contest. It was like he was staring at me like, and I was staring at him like, but I wasn't sure if he was staring because I'm a gaijin or a foreigner or because he was actually interested. I have no idea, so I can't tell you guys that. But the chances of being approached is really, really thin. And the language barrier between like you and the Japanese people, that also makes it really difficult, especially if you're like me and you don't speak Japanese. And for those of you who have watched my other videos, you know that my Japanese is like really, really bad, even though I've been here for a year. And if you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description below, so you should go check that out, how I live in Japan and speak no Japanese. But yeah, the language barrier does not help. Dating in general is difficult. Dating someone from another race who speaks the same language is even more difficult. And then dating someone from another race who speaks another language, yeah guys, we got issues there because we know that guys are hard to communicate with in general, no matter where they're from. So add in someone who does not speak your own language, and then we got problems, y'all. We got problems, right? And the final thing, how do I actually meet guys in Japan if I don't get approached? So for that, we can all say a big thank you to Tinder. Moment of silence for a moment of silence for Tinder, please. Thank you. So, yeah. If you want to meet Japanese guys, Tinder is the place to do it. And there are also other guys, because as I've told you in like all my videos, I live near the American base, so I've met a lot of American guys. Also met a lot of Japanese guys. But what normally happens on Tinder is that everyone will match with you, but then no one will actually message you. And I'm kind of lazy too. I don't really message people back. So sometimes people will message me and I just don't want to message back. I'm not in the mood to talk at that moment. And then sometimes they just unmatch me because I never talk to them. But that's okay. So, into the story time. Finally met this guy on Tinder, and he was actually like one of the first guys who actually hit me up after we actually matched on Tinder. I'm saying the word like actually so many times, like I don't know any more words. Anyway, he was one of the first guys to hit me up after we matched on Tinder, and he was like, hey, I think you're so cute, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, this Japanese guy, you know, he got a little bit of something, something. I can work with that, because normally they're really shy. So the fact that he was able to hit me up and be like, you cute, you know, like I know I'm cute, y'all, but I like to hear when other people say it. So I hit him up and we were talking for a while, and then he invited me out on a date. And what happened was, the day of the date, I didn't hear from him at all. So I messaged him like 2 hours before, and I'm like, if you still want to do this, just let me know. And I didn't get a response, and we were supposed to go on this date at like 5:30, and then he hit me up at like 5:35, and he's like, oh, sorry, I was at work, but I'm still down to go. And I'm like, sir, I got natural hair and my makeup's not done. I just got home from work and I don't feel like getting up and doing all of that anymore. So this not gonna happen. So he was really nice about it. He apologized for not hitting me up before, and then we rescheduled the date for the following Sunday. And before this date, he was sure to like message me a lot and say like, this date is actually gonna happen. I'm gonna be there, and even if I don't message you, please know that I'm at work and that's why I can't message you, but I will see you later. So I'm like, cool. We saw the problem, we fixed the problem, and that's fine. No hard feelings, y'all. And also, let me just say that all of this conversation is happening in English because this guy actually speaks really good English, which was a great feature in a Japanese guy, because I live in the Japanese Inaka, which is like the countryside. So many people out here don't speak English. So that was really nice to have. I mean, many Japanese people, not like people from the base, you know. So that was really nice to have. Okay, so all of that happened, and then we finally got ready for the date. It was the day of the date, and I decided that I was gonna vlog because this was actually my first date with a Japanese guy, and I said, why not vlog for my YouTube channel so you guys can see how I feel about all of this. So this is what I thought going into the date. Hey guys, so I'm going on a date and I just thought I would video like my first impressions, because I've been in Japan for 10 or 11 months now, and I have never been on a date with a Japanese guy. I'm going to leave the reason why I've never been on a date with a Japanese guy out of this. But, you know, probably when I do the sit down to talk to you guys, I'll let you know. Anyway, I just wanted to film my first impressions, and I'm going really fast because I'm late. I'm always late. I'm late. Yeah, so as I said, this is my first time going on a date with a Japanese guy. I'm actually kind of nervous because, well, if you see me, then you know that I am far from like Japanese size. I'm not Japanese girl's height. I'm a lot taller. I'm a lot bigger when it comes on to like my body size. And your girl is like well endowed with certain things. So yeah, I've never been on a date with a Japanese guy before. I don't know how he will react. I actually met him on Tinder, and I'm walking and talking to my phone and people are staring, but I look good. Okay, so yeah, I'm nervous. I don't know what to expect, and I am late. So we will see what will come out of this. I am now like on my way to the train station, and he doesn't drive, so I'm gonna meet him there, and then we'll see where we'll go from there. Ooh, the sun though. See you later. And once I actually met up with him, because we were leaving from the town that I live in to go into the city. So I met up with him at the train station because he doesn't actually drive. So we were supposed to catch a train into the city to go to this restaurant that he knows there. So I was totally down. I love traveling. And as soon as I said that, I remember that I'm going on my first solo trip next month all alone. I'm so scared. If you want me to vlog that or document it, just let me know in the comment section below. Okay, back to business. So I walk up to the train station, walk in, and I'm looking all cute. My makeup was like on fleek, as you guys saw from that. And I'm like, you know, my shirt was cute, my suit was cute. I was just looking cute. So I walk up to the train station and I see him, and he's like kind of leaning up on the rail, but he's on his phone, you know. So I see him and I wave, and he looks at me and he waves back, then he goes back to his phone. And how I deal with dating, I'm like, okay, it's 3 strikes. So you gotta do 3 things to make me mad. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. So for me, that was kind of strike 1, because I thought that was really rude. I'm going on a date with you. You see me, I wave to you. You know, you walk over, compliment me on how nice I look, because I did most of this for me, but also a little bit so you could tell me how cute I am. So I thought that was rude, but whatever. So I went over, paid for my train ticket, then the second thing that I noticed, this is not like strike 2, but he was like really short. Like he was this, like I am 5'9", which is like 178 centimeters. And I did ask him how tall he was, and he said he was 175 or 176 centimeters. And I thought that was cool. But when I actually met up with him, he was so short. I felt like he was like my little Asian son or something. And I have nothing against short guys, but guys, I wasn't trying to act out another scene of Norbit and Rasputia. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to insert a clip of that movie because y'all should know. Yeah, so nothing against short guys, but just for me, it's not my particular preference. So let's just say going in, I knew that I didn't want to do this again, but I was already doing it, and I decided that I was just gonna do it and get it over with. So after that, we got on the train and we were talking about everything. And one thing that I noticed that really ticked me off is that he was always making reference to his ex-girlfriend, like, oh, my ex-girlfriend did this, and my ex-girlfriend did that, and my ex-girlfriend did this, and we were just talking about his ex-girlfriend for a really long time, and I was just there like, haha, you're so funny. you know, just trying to make the best of a bad situation because I was already so far from my house and I just wanted to go eat and then go back home and know that this would be over and done with. So we talked for a bit on the train until it got really awkward, and then we ended up in an awkward silence because none of us had anything to say. And to be honest, I wasn't putting in that much effort because, to be totally transparent, I was just done with the date. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the vibe. So I'm like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Anyway, when we actually got into the city, he told me, he didn't even tell me where the restaurant actually was. We just started to walk and we were walking for like 30 minutes and I had my makeup on and it's still kind of springy in Japan at this time, but it was so hot because Japan is really humid. So my makeup is sweating off and everything, and I'm wondering why are we walking this far? Why we couldn't just take like the subway or something? And when we get to the place where the restaurant is, there was a subway station like right beside it, so we could have taken the subway. And by this time, I'm big mad, y'all. I'm big mad, and that's strike 2 for me right there. Rude. Think I'm fat because I exercise every day? So, let me just... Okay, so after that happened, we got to the restaurant, we ate, the food was really good. It was super spicy ramen. Oh, I have a picture. And I really enjoyed it. We didn't have much to talk about over dinner either. As I told you, there wasn't really a vibe. So by that time, we literally had nothing to talk about. So once we finish eating, we go up to the register to pay. And this is where strike 3 comes in, y'all. Listen to this. Just listen to this. So we go up to the register to pay for our meal. And he goes first. So the guy punches in the order and I'm like, is that for both of us? And he's like, no, this is just for me. You will pay separate after. And I'm like, I thought that was really rude because I don't know, but the dating culture where I'm from is that if a guy invites you out, then he pays. And I really don't have a problem paying because if I invite someone out, even if it is a guy and we're going on a date, then I don't have a problem paying. And I was like, is this a thing, like guys don't pay for their female companion's meal in Japan? So I asked my sensei after I came back from that date, like a couple days later, and he's like, yeah, it's actually a thing that happens. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just gonna, you know, if you weren't gonna pay for my food, you should have told me before, because once I came up and you was bugging, I would have gone home. Rude. Anyway, I pay for my food and that was strike 3 for me, as I said. So by this point, I'm just ready to go home. But you would think the date is done, but it wasn't. It wasn't, y'all. So he's like, you want to go walking? So I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'm just trying to get my steps because I wore my pedometer and I was checking my steps. So I'm like, let me just get my step count. So we go walking and he asked me if there's anything I would like to see. So I was asking him if there was like an English bookstore and he took me to the bookstore, and the city is really close to my town. So I'm like, I wish you had shown me the building because we were walking in like a lot of underground places to actually get to the bookstore. So I was saying, I wish you would have actually walked outside so I could find this building if I come back into the city alone. So he's like, oh, I can show you on top of the building so you know where we are. So he takes me on top of the building, and I don't know if this is like his move, but up there was pretty romantic. It was pretty cute. We were looking out at the everything and it was pretty cool. And then I realized he starts like slowly grabbing my hand, so I want to pull it away, but I'm trying to be so nice. I don't know why I'm like this. Don't judge me. So he holds on to my hand and I just let him. And it was like a baby holding on to like somebody's hand because his hands were so small. And I have like big hands. So he was just, whatever. So he holds on to my hand and then he tries to kiss me. And I pull away like, what are you doing? Like, you took me on a date. We've been talking about your ex-girlfriend. You ain't buy me no food. I had to buy my own food. You don't deserve no kisses. What you trying to do? I didn't say all of that. That was what was in my brain. That was what I wanted to say. But I just kind of turned away. And then he leaned up and kind of, no, not leaned up. He went on his tippy toes, because I'm telling you guys, he was so short. And kissed me like right here on my cheekbone. It was like, and then he nervously pulls away and laughs, and I'm just there like, what am I doing here? And you would think that would mean I would be like, okay, let's go home, but nah, because your girl is stupid. So he says he's gonna take me to show me the castle in the town, because like every town in Japan has a castle. So we go to 7-Eleven to get drinks, because he said it's a nice place to sit and chat for a while. I don't know what we were going to talk about, but you know what, whatever. So we buy the drinks and head off to go talk. And let me just insert here that he didn't even have the audacity, whatever, to pay for the drinks. And they were like 100 yen each, like $1, 100 Jamaican dollars, $1 US. Seriously? So we paid for the drinks and we went off to go find this place. We walked there. By this time I was at like 14,000 steps. And I was just ready to go home. So we sat, talked for a little bit about like his job and his sister and things like that. And then he leans over and tries kissing me again. And I'm like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Just back it up. I don't wanna, you know. So then we walked to the train station. He actually lives in the city, so I was the only one going home. I felt so relieved. I've never felt so relieved to actually get off a date before. Jesus. We get to the train station and I just go in to give him a hug because we were leaving and I knew I would never see him again. And I hug him like slowly, and then I'm pulling away and he grabs me back and he's like, no, you don't have to let go as yet. And he's like crushing my titties onto his chest. I don't know, I just felt like really grossed out. And I'm like, you know what, I'll see you around, okay? So after that happens, I'm just like, I don't know, I can't put my feelings, like how I felt, into words right now, but I wasn't feeling good, y'all. I wasn't feeling good. I felt really weird about the whole situation, but I was just happy that it was over, and these were my exact thoughts when the date was actually finished. Okay guys, so I just wanted to do a video like right after this date is finished, because I have like an hour before I actually get home, and I'm just saying it right now, I don't even care. Never again. The guy was cool, everything was cool, he was nice, whatever. Not my thing. It's just not my thing, is it? But I don't think dating Japanese guys is for me. It just isn't. I tried and I failed. That's okay. So, I don't know if this is something that will ever happen again. Probably if I meet a really cute Japanese guy, I'll try again. And then we can talk about me dating and my dating failures here in Japan even more. So this is the end. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends, click on that notification bell. Let's just get these subscriptions up to at least 100 subscribers, right? So I can know that y'all actually like hearing from me. And then I will put out even more videos all the time, telling you everything that you possibly want to know. And if you aren't following me over on Instagram as yet, go ahead and do so, because I put up polls every now and then to see what my Instagram followers would like me to post on my YouTube channel. So if you want to be a part of that whole conversation, just go ahead and follow me over on Instagram. Bye.
And take